Hi, this is Pam, Flower Patch Farmhouse, and today I'm going to show you how I start my seeds. I have a rack. This is my office. I had to move it in here because my greenhouse was getting smashed with the snow and it's not heated. So for the best results, I have a rack that I got at Costco, metal rack, industrial rack, and I have both a professional grow light, which was given to me, and I also, the shop lights that I use and have used in the past. And they have light bulbs in them, but you can also get the warm and the cool, just regular shop fluorescent lights, and they will work for you as well. And I will show you today how I seed, what I use. I use recycled materials. You can use the 6-pack that you buy small bedding plants in. But I prefer the method that I use because I've gotten better results. So it works very well. It's very inexpensive, and I know you will enjoy it too. And to show you, give you an example, this is a geranium that I started from seed. It's a beautiful rose color. It's called Rosy Glow. And surprisingly, geraniums are very easy to start if you have the right conditions. Okay, so let's get started with seeding. Here's what I wanted to show you. This is just a plastic container from salad mix. I get the big bins from Costco. And I just burn with a little skewer holes in the bottom for drainage. And then right here is the lid that I have it sitting on to catch any water. Now, when I first seed, I'll sprinkle seeds on here. And I'm going to do these are dwarf bachelor buttons, and they're different colors. They're not just the blue. And these grow really well. I'm going to thickly seed them because these seeds have gotten a little bit like a coating on them. And I don't know if they're going to germinate with that coating, but I'm going to give them a try anyways. I could try to pre-sprout them, but if they don't sprout, I can just reseed this. And you see how I'm just sprinkling them in there heavily right along this area. Now, why am I not spreading it all the way across? Well, because I can put more seeds in. I don't just have to do these. If I got that amount or even half that amount to sprout, I would be happy. And I also, let's see, what do I have in here? I have a whole bin over here of things. There's things I want to start earlier rather than later because you can put them out when it's cooler. So they're like a cool weather, hardy plants. Now here's one called Graceland or Lace Flower. This is really pretty to put into your garden as kind of an accent. I love whites as an accent, and this is very lacy. And this one is from Botanical Interest. Oh, Swallowtail Garden Seeds. That's one of my favorite garden seed suppliers because they really have some that are quite different. So it's in a waxed paper envelope. And I had sowed some before, so I don't have as many as I used to. And I'm just going to set them right here. Not set them, but seed them. Now you notice I'm just going along the top. And I don't care if they go over a little bit over here. I am not one of those that everything is neat and tidy. Because when I pull them out, I'm going to know they're going to be different from each other. And I'm going to know because I'm going to mark down what they are. Sometimes I mark it with a Sharpie right on the side. And then I also make on paper what I call garden map, or I write it down on paper because if for some reason the Sharpie gets rubbed off on either side or whatever, I will have something written and I'll put it in my garden journal. Now if you want to see my garden journal, go to my website, flowerpatchfarmhouse.com, and go into the search and search for garden journal, and you'll be able to find where you can download one for yourself. And anyways, I will put it in my garden journal so I can keep track of what I've planted and when. Now, oh, there's more bachelor buttons in my little thing. I'm going through old seeds I have. You know what? Agapanthus. I've wanted to grow agapanthus, so I'm going to put these. Let me show you this seed packet. This is a pretty sad seed packet because it was in my greenhouse. It got moldy, but also got chewed up by mice. Let me see if there's any seeds in here or if they're in a separate packet. Oh, they are. They're in a separate little packet, so it looks like I can sow some of these. Now these are from last year. These were packaged for 2017. Oh, well, see, the mice got them. So there's one seed in there. I could try to sow that one, but I probably won't have any success. And watch it be the one seed that will germinate. Okay. I may end up just buying some plants this year. I love agapanthus. I didn't always. So I'm going to put that over there and just hope for the best. Now that I have the seeds in here, I put lobelia over here. I'm just going to press them in to the soil. You want good adherence to the soil, so you push them down. I'm using the back of my hand. I have a little board thing that you press down, and I can't find it right now, and I can't get to my greenhouse. So it's just like a little piece of board with a handle on it, and then I would use it, and it's very flat and it presses, but you want the seeds to be well seeded in there. And then I'm going to put a little tiny dusting of soil over it and then some grit. So now we're going to top up or put a little layer of horticultural sand. It's not real fine sand, it's actually rather coarse. And I'm just going to sprinkle that on top. And I find that the horticultural sand works better. You don't get the green, kind of the mold or fungus with the sand. And it has a tendency to hold the moisture in a bit better. And supposedly fungus gnats don't like to get down into it. And then I add some grit. This is decorative rock too, but it's just a grit. And what this does is when it comes time to put down or to be able to water from the top, it prevents the seedlings from getting washed around. So I need to put a little thicker on there, not too thick, because you don't want to block all the light to the seeds. And just make sure you have good contact. And I just kind of like the look. So I am going to now water this, and because this is that seed starting mix that is kind of hard to get fully moist, I come in here and I spray it. And this also prevents the seeds from being washed around as well. Now you might be surprised by this. I know it's a little different than many ways, but it does work. So I'm going to give it a good spritzing, and then I'm going to put it on my shelf under the lights. I mean a very good spritzing. Now here it's on the rack, and here's the lights right here. I'm just going to put the lid on top loosely, because I'm not going to be pouring water on it, so I don't need it to capture that. This one's a little grubby. I might need to wipe it down. Because I'm just spritzing the top with my sprayer when it needs anything, then it won't need to have anything underneath when it drains. It's only when there's larger plants in it that I will have to pour water on it to water it and need something to catch the runoff. This will keep it moist in there until they germinate. When they germinate, I will take these lids off, put them back underneath to capture water when I water them. Until they germinate, if it looks like they're drying out, I will just spray them with the spray bottle. and that way none of the seeds will be dislodged and I don't have to worry about runoff. And that is how I sow seeds, and I will show you in a week or two when these have germinated. I'll also raise them closer to the light. I'll put something under here, and then you want them just really close to the light, that way they're not stretching for it. And I will put a fan, a small fan that blows across the air across here, and that will help them to, they generate an enzyme that makes them have short, stocky stems that are very strong, and you want that. You want a good, strong plant, not a long, leggy plant. And that's why I don't grow just on a windowsill, because there's not enough light for them to be strong and healthy. Maybe if I had a south-facing window that got direct light, it would be enough, but I don't, and so therefore I have to use these lights and get these very close to it. As the plants grow, I will lower them away from the lights, and so the top of the plant is 2 inches away.